What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about D&D, the showrunners of Game of Thrones, how they bailed out of Comic-Con. And, the title of this video could be maybe a little misleading or could get you to maybe immediately dislike the video. I implore you, please don't do that. But I want to have an honest discussion, kind of talking about, them pulling out, them not being at Comic-Con this year. And here's the thing. Here's the ultimate thing. Do I think that they're afraid of fan backlash? Kind of the title of this video. Not necessarily. I don't think, that their egos are so big that they're afraid to get poked at, in front of people. However, I feel like this goes to or speaks to the wider volume of what happened with Game of Thrones and really the future, especially for these two guys. We know what happened with Season 8. We made a ton of videos talking about Season 8. The internet definitely exploded over Season 8. I think, honestly, a good amount of people, and the majority of people, I'd even say at least the vocal majority of people, are very disappointed with how Game of Thrones went, how Season 8 went. I think the majority of people are not happy. I think they thought that this season was a huge letdown. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find more people that liked Season 8 than did. Now, were there things to like in Season 8? Absolutely. There were a lot of great things, and I think a lot of those Emmy nominations for actors, actresses, just special effects, writing, directing, all things like that, I think some of them are warranted because I think that Season 8 did have some good parts to it, but I think it was just the overall package. And again, I'm not going to go too much into it. We've made videos talking about it. You guys can find those if you want to hear about our thoughts of it. But what this means for the future, though, I think is bigger. These two, their next big project is Star Wars. And, to not be in front of these people, not be in front of, and these are fans. And more than that, they're fans that truly care about the show. See, when the hatred was going on about Season 8 and petitions were being signed, the media would like to make you think that these are all trolls, these are all like fanboys, these are like upset, whiny people that didn't like the way that their show went. That's not the case at all. That's just the way the media portrays it because the media is dumb. What really it is it's just passionate people that cared about Game of Thrones that are upset with how the show took it. I don't think there's anything wrong with voicing an opinion for how something went. And so that's pretty much what you have here. It's just that they're actually in your face doing it. Now, do I think they're going to get like things thrown at them and people are going to yell at them and things like that? No, I actually don't think that at all. But there is a difference between people saying these things online and then actually seeing, and that's just assuming that the people that are going to these panels, doing the meet and greets, all things like that, that's assuming that all of them are people that are disappointed with Season 8. I'm sure there's some people that would never even mention it. You meet your idol or you meet somebody that you truly respect or that has a part to play in something that you really love, even if there's something bad about it, you're still probably not going to mention the bad. You're going to only mention the good. So, and here's the thing. We don't know the reason why they pulled out. There was no reason given. I do think that actually kind of makes it bad. We know that the actress for Missandei, she is filming Fast and Furious. She's, in Fast and Furious, so she's recording Fast 9. That's why she's not there. At least she has a valid reason. I'm not saying that D&D don't have a valid reason for being there, but the fact that no reason was given, I mean, that and it's not part of like a huge attempt to bail out of it. There's a couple people not going, but I just feel like it makes it look worse on them that they're not going. And these kind of things, the things I'm kind of talking about, I guess you can probably even call it a conspiracy, right? Because it's not proven. We don't know that these are the reasons why. But again, no matter what, it's not really a conspiracy because here's ultimately the main thing. It's still a bad look for you. Star Wars is up next. You're going to have fans on both aisles. You're going to have people saying, we love Star Wars. Do not mess up Star Wars. You're going to have people that are Game of Thrones people that said, oh, they're going to mess up Star. You're going to have so many people. You're going to have people talking about the Game of Thrones aspects. You're going to have people talking about how bad Star Wars already is. There's a lot going on there, and this is their first public appearance, or was supposed to be, since Game of Thrones Season 8. And we know how Season 8 went, and this is just a good chance to just kind of come out there, maybe poke fun at yourself a little bit, maybe make fun of the Starbucks. And I know, like, maybe even doing that, maybe making fun of yourselves could make them seem like cocky and like, and kind of have that personality about them. But in a way, like, I feel like that would maybe be good for them to kind of just come out, make fun of themselves a little bit, maybe even acknowledge that, hey, we know that not all of you were very pleased with how it went. And again, it paints a larger picture of really season 8 is one of the biggest times where they didn't have any direction in terms of the books. And they didn't have any direction in terms of the books for a while, but you could argue, and fans would argue too, that these seasons were getting progressively, not as good. Season 7 had a lot of hiccups too, and then we obviously get to season 8. It worries me for the future of Star Wars. I've made a video specifically talking about why I think that the D&D Star Wars movie is going to be bad, so I've already talked about that. But even just to get out there in front of the fans, take the criticism, if you even get any at Comic-Con. I'm sure you will, and you know what? It's honestly deserved, and it's just something that happens. Look, if you have a bad product, you're going to get heckled in a way, and it's not like aggressive heckling, but people may have something to say, and at worst, what are you going to get? If it's a panel, pretty much the moderator controls the entire panel. You're not going to have fans like chanting like season 8 sucks. You're not going to have that happen. For them, I don't think that's going to happen. But for the most part, the moderator controls it. You guys get to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then maybe there's a fan Q&A for like the last 10, 15 minutes. How many people are going to grill you? And if you can't take the criticism of a couple people telling you it, then you're not cut out for that business. And again, I don't think anything you're going to get there is as bad as a million people signing a petition to redo season 8 and all the hatred and all the just confusion that people were presenting towards you at the end of season 8 or about season 8 in general. So again, are they afraid of fan backlash? I don't know. I don't think their egos are so big that they're going to just be crushed and they're going to cry live on stage if people insult them or whatever. I don't think that's the case, and maybe they have a reason. Maybe they're just busy. Maybe they're working on another project. Maybe they have a meeting with Disney about Star Wars. It could literally be anything. It doesn't really matter, and I don't blame them if they're not there. I would like a reason. I really would like to know why. Just tell us that even just say we're working on a project currently, like we're in meetings and stuff. That's fine. That'll suffice. But not having a reason definitely, I think, makes it worse, especially to like a casual person. You read the articles, you read the headlines, and you see that these two pulled out and no reason given. And what does that kind of throw at you? What do you actually think about something like that? If you see that, you're like, oh, these two can't even appear in front of the fans that got them to where they were. And that's another thing. The people that are there, the people that write, and again, the people that write these petitions, the people that are vocal, they still watch it. They paid the money. It's that they did pay the money, that they did support you, and they're upset with their product, and so they're voicing their opinion. That's all it is. And again, I don't understand why the media makes that seem like it's such a big deal that you can't do that. You absolutely can do that. That's literally, that's just the way the world works, not the way I believe the world should work. But, nothing I think would have massively happened. It's just a way for them to get out in front of fans, being able to accept whatever criticism may get thrown their way because of season 8, but also just be able to talk about Game of Thrones, what Game of Thrones meant, what it was like working on it. Maybe you could talk a little bit about Star Wars to get the excitement going for the fact that you're making a new Star Wars. There's a lot of positives to be going, and I know maybe some people thought that them going would be a perfect opportunity to grill them, but I think overall them not going is a bigger problem than them going, and I think it's in that case in their mind too. I think they're making a way bigger mistake by saying they were going to go and pulling out rather than just doing it, or even just not doing it in the first place. Just saying in the first place that we're not going, having their names never been announced to attend Comic-Con. I think that would have honestly been a better look for them as well. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Should they have gone? Why do you think they aren't there? What does this mean for the future, maybe for their Star Wars projects? What do you think about all this? Let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And we cover Game of Thrones quite often on this channel. We'll be covering the prequel, and we'll be covering Comic-Con information from San Diego Comic-Con as it comes out over this weekend and into next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.